Welcome along. This is the first ever Rotors, the RC Helicopter Show Bitesize. A very good evening. We have just 20 minutes to interview some of the world's best guests. And tonight, we're very, very pleased to have the inventor, the man behind Invertix 400 himself. Very good evening to Mr. Bobby Watts. How are you?
What's up? How's it going?
Fantastic, mate. Thanks very much indeed. I know you're very, very busy. Where are you right now? You're at home at the moment.
Now I'm in my shop here in Apopka, Florida, close to Orlando.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Where have you been the last few days? I know you've been extremely busy, haven't you?
Oh, man, we had a trade show at the Orlando Convention Center. And everyone from military companies like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Airbus, Parrot, everyone was there talking about UAS, so like multi-rotors and that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. It's helping a buddy out with a booth and doing some Invertix demos there too.
Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Well, we're going to talk, I say we've got 20 minutes. We're going to talk about everything to do with Invertix. But before we do that, we're just going to say a few big hellos and thank yous. First of all, to the guys at Reinhard. We've got to say thank you, guys, for our fabulous design of our logo. We didn't thank you on the last show, but thank you very much indeed. It's very kind of you. And also Nelson Rodriguez for the creator of the Rotors theme tune for the trailers. Thanks very much indeed, Nelson. You're a star. We've also got to say a big congratulations to Mark Graves. Mark Graves won our competition on the Rotor show just a few days ago. He won the Spartan Vortex V3 with the data pod. So congratulations to you, Mark. We're going to have more competitions in future shows. But also, just to let you know, on our next Rotor show on June the 17th at 2100 British Summer Time, we're going to have the main guys from Align. We've got Jeff Fassbinder, we've got Ben Storick, Jamie Robertson, and Connor Sloan from the UK. Connor, of course, won the intermediates class at the Align Funfly last year in Taiwan. So we're going to have a great bunch of guys coming on the show. The 21st of June, 2100 British Summer Time. Bobby, right, it's time to talk Invertix. Now, this is billed as the world's first 3D fixed pitch multi-rotor. Where did the concept come from? How did it start, and how long has it taken for you to get to where you are right now?
Oh, man. Well, I've been seeing videos of it online for years, and I've almost been waiting for the other manufacturers to bring something out. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing ever happened. I mean, I've seen these guys in Europe, you know, with nano-Wies and special ESCs, been doing this for a while. And no one ever brought it out. So last year, my buddy and I, Mike Evans, we decided to start a business called Encore RC here in Orlando. And one of the first projects was this 3D quad. And we started almost 1 year ago. And it's taken until now, until it's finally ready. So we've had to go into hiding, keep our mouths shut, and finally we got it. So I believe the reason we're calling it the world's first is I'm pretty sure it's the world's first one where you can get this, you can go out, and you can fly 3D just like that. It's about an hour to build the kit. And we saw no other kits, so yeah, it's the world's first.
Fantastic. And you're presumably the mechanical engineering degree that you got a couple of years ago, that's obviously played a major part in your ability to develop this, I guess.
No doubt, no doubt. And then developing a few helicopters along the way with the help of other companies. Now we're doing it on our own, and this is coming out of our factory, made here in the USA. I mean, quality controlled. A lot of stuff's done here in the USA. Overseas components as well, and yeah, certainly helped out.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about how different is the design. Tell us a bit about the design.
Okay, so I got it here. Sorry, it's kind of unprofessional, but just kind of holding it here so you can get an idea of the size of it.
Well, so, what do you mean? What do you mean when professional? Were you expecting professional means having it on strings and having it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys can pop something onto the screen or something and make it look really good. But,
we do have some photos. Yeah, we do have some photos. There you go.
Okay, great. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's a 400 size, so it's just a little over 400 millimeters from prop to prop, swinging an 8-inch propeller here. And honestly, it's just a standard quadcopter. There's nothing really too elaborate to it in terms of the mechanical design. I just wanted it to be really rigid, really simple, and really durable. So if I remove the canopy here, it's removable canopy. It's just a pretty simple quadcopter layout. Nothing too crazy here. But what's special is in the speed controllers. The speed controllers is what allows it to do the reversing in the air. That's what took us probably 9 months of research to get made on our own. We wanted to have our own speed controllers. This was really important to us. So now we've got our own speed controller line. It's called Outlaw Power. The motors and the speed controllers are both Outlaw. And yeah, so we're really happy to be launching those alongside with the Invertix brand.
So you're saying I mean, how different is it? There must be some differences between that and a conventional quad, surely, or is it very much the same?
Yeah. So pretty much the airframe itself is just holding our stuff on there. Now this one's designed for 3D. So I've got some braces in there. I did some different things so that you can really smack it in really freaking hard and not break frames. It's also super stiff. So if I sit here and try to flex it, it's not flexing at all. So it's not like some of the other quadcopters that are plastic frames or anything. This is either all carbon fiber, all G10. We made both options because the G10 you can save some cash. It's a little bit heavier. Carbon fiber looks cooler, $30 more. It's up to you. Have it your way.
Fantastic. Okay. What about the ESC? What's the size of that?
Yeah. So got it right here. This is our 25 amp Opto ESC. And once again, this is by the brand called Outlaw Power. We're just launching this brand along with the Invertix. So the idea with the branding is, you know, if you've got a flame wheel, if you've got something like that and you want to fly 3D with it, sure, just get our motors, get our speed controllers that are matched together for the reversing capabilities. You can buy one of our propellers or a set of our propellers, and you can set up any quad you want to do 3D.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the goal behind it. So I've also got a propeller here.
So let me just get that right. So what you're saying is any conventional OEM manufacturer quad from any other brand of helicopter, you can make it go inverted.
Yep. So yep, that's the beauty behind it. So that's where we're setting up.
Don't you have to have the special outrunner motors for this?
Well, here's the deal. If I sell you a speed controller and you use any motor other than an Outlaw Power motor, I can't guarantee it's going to reverse every time. Right. The reverse process is the most delicate, fragile thing we've ever messed with. It's unbelievable how much is going on there in the air when the motors reverse. So what we do in our factory is we tune it specifically for a motor. So what happens is as we begin releasing more motors, more models, bigger, smaller, more power, less power, that kind of stuff, what you'll do is you'll go to our website. Our speed controllers are fully compatible with a PC computer, and you can upload a different firmware for different motors. So what that means is you'll be able to buy a different motor from us. Let's say if it's Outlaw, oh, well, it's this motor. You put this firmware on your controller, it'll reverse it every time, and you'll be good to go. So it's just the beginning.
Sounds like it. What's special about this controller?
The speed controller?
Yeah.
So the speed controller, what's special about it is the way that it does the reversing. So to put it in a nutshell, half throttle to full throttle, all my speed controllers spin one way. As soon as I cross half throttle, they stop, they go the other way. Pretty much it.
Wow. That's awesome. I've got a question here. Bobby, I believe you had to design custom firmware for the flight controller. How difficult has that been, and what aspects have it proved the most challenging?
Okay, so flight controller, in doing all of our speed controller testing, honestly, we're working on another flight controller, but for the time being, we've had really good luck with the NanoWii, the multi-Wii NanoWii. It's like an open source controller. It's an Arduino-based flight controller. So we've been using that one. That one's kind of an off-the-shelf sort of thing, but in our factory here, we calibrate them with a leveling device. We tune them perfectly. We test every single one of them to make sure they work, and we pre-solder all the pins. So if you want a Spectrum one, all you got to do is just put a satellite to it, bind it, go fly. If you want like a Futaba or JR external receiver, we got those pins soldered on for you. So we just took out a lot of the guesswork. But right now we're just using a NanoWii, and it's got the 3D stuff built into it. Because like I said, those guys have been doing it for quite some time now. I think about a year or two. So it's pretty cool.
Sounds like you got a lot of things. You've thought of a lot of things there.
A lot going on.
I can imagine. Just looking at those props there, Bob. They look a bit unusual. What's special about them? Let's have a quick look.
Yeah, they're not. It's very crazy. So this is our own brand of propeller. We created our own brand of propeller. It's called Neo.
And those tips look quite strange, don't they?
Yeah. So the goal of it is to work both ways equally. So just like in a helicopter where you'd want 10 degrees of pitch, 10 degrees of pitch, or 12 degrees, 12 degrees, we want it to be completely the same. So unfortunately, you're sacrificing efficiency. There's no doubt. I mean, take a regular propeller, blow it the other way, see how much thrust you get. You don't get much. So it takes a really weird shape. So we've been testing these in-house for some time, and we've got all sorts of propellers lined up in our Neo brand that are going to be released. This is our first one. This is the 8-inch.
And did I hear you say you're gonna be producing larger props, smaller props, faster props, or?
Yep, you got it.
Right. Okay, cool.
Got it.
And what about flight time? So we want to find out about the weight of this as well.
So the weight, man, I haven't tossed it on a scale recently. I really forget. Just a few pounds. I mean, it's the best way to kind of compare this is like a 450 size helicopter.
Right.
So the battery, as you see here, it's a this is one of our test dummy batteries. This is just a 2-cell 2200.
That looks a bit puff. That does.
Oh yeah. This one smacked the ground a million times. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this one's definitely one of the test dummies here. But yeah, so everything on here is plug and play. So when you buy it, the whole kit is solderless. You don't have to solder a thing. I hate soldering, and I know 3D guys hate it.
Can I just correct you something? It's called solder.
Solder.
That's it.
You're busting my banana. So you get it. You get the kit. You can build it at the field, honestly. So if you use a XT battery harness, that's what comes with it. If you do not, then you have to change to another connector by means of soldering.
Why have you used EC5 and not EC3 or 5s?
The power distribution unit we get already has an XTH on there.
Okay.
And just kind of, if you want to change it out, you can change it up. But the beauty of everything is our speed controllers just plug right into a power distribution board. So when I unplug it, it's just a little bullet connector.
Oh, wow, okay.
So when you get everything, you just plug it in. It really is as plug and play as you get. You don't have to hook it to a computer. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just plug it in and you go fly. And it's really fun.
Wow, okay. What about if you're ragging the life out of it? You're wringing its neck. What's the sort of flight time out of it?
We're getting about 3 minutes to 3.5 minutes. So once again, it's a lot like a 450 size.
Yeah.
It's a lot like a 450 size. I mean, you can sit there and it'll sustain a tick-tock. It'll do inverted hovering and stuff. The technology is believe me, it's going to be taking off like crazy. I think it's going to be very huge. Very huge. I think that this kind of a platform is the way to learn a lot of 3D. Very simply. Very, very, very easily. You know, like I said, it's 45 minutes from the kit to flying. So I've done a few of them. It's almost down to 30 minutes now when we build it. But yeah, so like an hour to build it and 5 minutes to repair when you smack it in.
It sounds like you got yourself a right little niche market there, mate. How does it fly compared to conventional quads? How easy is it to fly?
I think it's very easy to fly. The Nanoe flight controller we're using really flies excellent. Imagine the best flight controller you've ever had on a helicopter, and it's like that. I mean, it's almost hands-off hovering. You put it in full forward flight, full forward speed, and just take your hands off, and it just goes. Okay. They've done a really killer job designing that flight controller, and it makes it fly very, very nice in the air. In terms of the power, it's just a little weird getting used to it with collective. It's a little mushy, to be quite honest, because with the reversing in the middle, you got a lot going on there. So when we're doing tick-tocks, it's a ton of cyclic and just a little bit of collective. It's not too much. So it's a little bit of a different flying sort of characteristic. But like I said, it's kind of a version 1 propeller, that kind of stuff. We're just beginning here. We're just beginning.
Well, I'm glad we're helping you on that journey, mate. What are sort of canopies as well? Let's think about it as from an aesthetic point of view, sort of a shelf queen perspective. What sort of canopies are available at the moment?
Right. So canopy number 1 was so important to me because I had to be able to see it. So we were testing these prototypes and we never had a canopy, and I kept losing orientation and crashing it. And I'm like, guys, we need a canopy. So we put one together. Here's a clear version. It's just like a car canopy. So it's just like a Lexan sort of a thing. You can buy them from us unpainted, but from the factory, when you order your kit, you got the option. So this is a red one here. We've got yellow.
Okay.
We have orange.
And how much are these each?
The canopies come pre-painted. They come absolutely pre-painted from our factory. Now, if you need a replacement, we're just working out final pricing. I think it's about $30. So 30 bucks completely unpainted, and then if you want to buy a clear one and paint it yourself, I think we're under $20 or something. It's not too bad. The parts pricing's about right.
That's not bad at all, is it? So we just got a question here that we've got to ask. Right, so compatibility. This question is from Alexander Pepjanenko. So compatibility of the motors depends on ESC firmware tweaking. Okay, what about the flight unit? There would be a special firmware for common flight controllers, perhaps? NASA can't go inverted, for example.
Okay, so to answer that really quickly, at the moment, in order to guarantee a proper reverse every time and plug and play flight for you, you got to use our motors with our speed controllers because that's how we're tuning it. Now, you might find another motor that works well with it, but we've had it where you have a proper ESC tuning, plug another motor in, and the reverse process doesn't work every time. So that's completely up to you. Now, the other NASAs and Wukongs and different flight controllers, honestly, I don't know. We haven't played around with it much. It's possible for them, but they would have to make the reverse ESC sort of an available, like they need to almost dumb down their flight controller to allow it to go inverted without it thinking it's going to crash.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Alexander. We have got loads and loads of questions. We simply haven't got the time to answer all of them. But I will just quickly ask this quick question from Lee Drafathan. Lee asks, can I use my Open Pilot control board? Are there specific settings needed?
Oh, once again, Open Pilot, I heard you can do some different stuff with that one. Once again, I'm not quite sure. We haven't played with it too much. This one's designed to be an out-of-the-box awesome flight experience because from what we're seeing, a lot of the heli guys don't dabble much in stuff like this. Like this is the nanowave. Most heli guys don't. They just want to plug and play, and they just want to go. So of course, we sell our motors separately, speed controllers separately, propellers separately. So if there's a guy out there who's super into the multi-rotor stuff with the open source and all the softwares and stuff, yep, you can just get it, plug it in and go, make your own for sure.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, mate, we literally could have had an hour-long show. The amount of questions I've got on my right-hand side, but guys, I'm ever so sorry. We're just going to have to try and cherry-pick the right ones because, as I say, we do have just 20 minutes on the Rotors RC Helicopter Show Bite-Size Show with Bobby Watts talking about the brand-new Invertix 400. Bobby, as well, let's talk about crash costs.
Yep.
I know when I came over to Orlando and we had a beer and we had a chat about this new project, and you took it out in your backyard and you smashed that little thing to pieces and nothing happened to it, and I was really quite impressed with that. So in terms of crash costs, what sort of how have you built that into the cost of the machine and also parts supply when people buy them? How do they get hold of them?
Okay, so the design, once again.
So there's three questions there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to speed it up.
I got it. So the frame is designed really not to break, ever. If it breaks, then you really smacked it hard. One of our buddies the other day, Art, hit a telephone pole, and he broke a frame. So if you hit a telephone pole and then it lands on asphalt, you might break a frame. But most of the crashes we're getting, frames are fine. So the arm is a 10mm tubing channel. So this is, you buy from us completely ready to go. The arms are like $2 a piece or something. The props that you can buy, they're like $2 a piece. And usually when you crash, you break an arm. Yeah, you might bend an arm, maybe. Usually not, but you'll break a propeller or two. And in the kit, we give you 8 propellers. So your first crash is on us. Parts are super cheap. Now for selling them, in the USA, we're trying an Apple approach, something really different. We're just selling direct, right from our store. So we got the customer service to back it up. We'll be able to provide enough stuff out there to you guys. I think you'll like it. Now, anywhere internationally, we're setting up a bunch of dealers as we speak. We're just about to kind of launch that and put a list up of who everyone is. But if there's a local dealer near you and you're not in the USA, then please have them email us on the Encore RC site. There's a section where they can email us. And yeah, so hopefully your favorite dealers will be able to go.
And what about in the UK, mate?
In the UK, we got some good ones lined up for you.
Tell us.
At the moment, I don't know if I want to say because they haven't absolutely confirmed, but there's some pretty big names. It's the favorite.
Tell us. Who?
No, you're twisting my arm. You're twisting my arm.
Once tell us, we want to know. Where are they based? North, south, east, or west?
Everywhere.
Now we've talked about Bobby sending one over to us to the UK. We've got Zone coming up, and we've got Western Park. We've got I say Zone's the big one, of course, next weekend. Are you going to get this Invertix to me by then?
So next weekend. Let me see what I can.
We need to do a Rotors review, don't we?
This is true. All right. Let me see what I can do.
We've talked about this, haven't we?
Maybe I'll just send you mine. How about that? You can have mine.
No. I wouldn't take yours off you, mate.
Yeah, you don't want it. It's been crashed too much.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I'll take yours.
Okay.
I'll take yours. Can you get a GoPro or a camera on it?
You can, but if you're gonna do that, I just recommend go to Hobby King and buy something for $30 and
Hobby who?
put it on that. Yeah, exactly. Now this one's designed for the 3D guys who want to go upside down, do TikToks, practice inverted hovering, learn hurricanes, learn funnels, and just have something different and not worry about the pucker factor because you put it in and it's a few bucks.
Okay, I've got loads of grief off Adrian who's saying don't send the Invertix to Nick, send it to me.
Oh God,
I'm sorry,
now
mate.
I don't know. Now I don't know who to send it to.
Yeah. Okay.
Very lastly, the I see a lot of guys asking questions for airplanes. We've already been messing with it. It's a lot of fun. It's coming soon.
What's the stock availability?
Stock availability. We will be shipping out sometime this month. We were originally doing something yesterday, but we want it right. So sometime this month we'll be shipping out slowly. It's a humble beginning. We're just a bunch of little guys. But believe me, when you guys get it, our QC standards are really super high for this because I want people to have a good product. So when they get it, once again, cool painted canopy, decals, everything's ready to go. All you need is a satellite or a receiver and a battery, and that's it. And then you go fly. So I think people will really be digging it.
Right, fantastic. Bobby, it's been a great pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for coming along and sharing your story of Invertix 400. This is Rotors, the RC helicopter show, bite size, 20 minutes. We will return again. We've got more guests lined up, so keep checking back to our Facebook and our Google Plus and our YouTube channel for more information. Just to let you know, guys, as well, we'll see you the next show, which is the next RC show, which is Zone, which is not this weekend, the next weekend at Fleet Air Arm Museum, the 24th and 25th. And then we've got 3D Cup in France. If those guys out there, if you guys want to come and join us, it's going to be a great event on the 31st of May. And then we've got Helifest, Helimasters in June, which is 14th and 15th of my weekend of my 40th birthday, I may add. Yeah, so we've got Bert Cameron coming over to see us for Helifest, Helimasters, 14th and 15th of June. Just remind you as well, on the 17th of June, we have the next Rotors RC helicopter show featuring the main guys behind the line. We have Jeff Fassbinder, Jamie Robertson, Ben Storick, and Connor Sloan. Right, thank you. Bobby, you've been a star. I'll let you get back to your work. That is Bite Size. Last quick final word from Bobby.
Thank you.
You're welcome, mate. God bless, and good luck with Invertix. We know it will be a success. Take care, mate.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.